in like 2016, I would only buy bags that were like under $400. That was my budget, and I was trying to find, you know, Louis Vuitton, Bottega, whatever bags that were any designer brand that was like under that price I would bid on, and if I won, I won. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Wanted to talk about some of the bags I bought in the past that went up heaps in value and others that, you know, kind of stayed the same. And I shop a lot on the pre-loved market, and it's something that I really am addicted to. I love the thrill of the chase. I love following what bags are selling for what's popular, what's hot, what's not. And, you know, I love being able to buy a bag for a really good deal and then see that, you know, the next year it came back in fashion and now it's worth like double. Anyone who's thrifty loves that kind of chase and thrill of buying something for an absolute bargain. And although I would say the pre-love market is definitely not for everyone, and I wouldn't really recommend shopping on the pre-love market because it can be hard to navigate, especially these days with a lot of fake bags, and authentication can be difficult as well. And I don't really want to recommend anywhere in particular to shop or anyone to use for authentication because it's really a personal choice. And yeah, as I said, it's a gamble when you shop pre-loved. It's a complete gamble, but I think honestly that's why I'm a little bit addicted to it. And there have been a lot of bags I've bought over the years which I think have been pretty awesome, and I wanted to talk about those bags today and the bargains that I found. When I first started getting into buying handbags, I definitely looked a lot on Japanese sellers on eBay, you know, back in 2015, 2016. And one of the first bags I bought was actually a Louis Vuitton bag called the Danube bag. And I picked this up in an auction from a Japanese seller for about 60 Australian dollars. And this bag was a little bit worse for wear. It wasn't in the best condition, but this was one of the first Louis Vuitton brown monogram bags I ever bought. And I wore it like, you know, out to clubs and to dinner and that sort of thing. And, you know, it wasn't my favorite bag because it was a little bit like boring, but it was a style that I thought, well, the reason why I bought it is because I noticed it was on auction and no one was bidding on it. So I picked it up for literally like 60 Australian dollars, and I wore it quite a lot. But eventually, as I started buying newer bags, I sold it on to a guy locally. A guy bought it from me and I sold it to him for like $300 cash, and he picked it up for me. But yeah, I ended up profiting, I guess, from that one. But you know, I think if I held onto it, possibly I could have sold it for maybe $400, $500, I don't know. But yeah, that was one of those bags that I got for an absolute deal. Around that same time, I picked up the multicolor Speedy HL in the white color, and I actually paid about 300 Australian dollars for this, which in my eyes back then was overpriced. I think I definitely got caught up in bidding on that one, and I did have it for a few years. Unfortunately, I ended up selling it, but I did make a profit. I think I sold it for about $1,000, and soon after, in like 2020, the value of those Speedy HLs went up significantly because Stormy was seen wearing a lot of the multicolor ones, and people were selling the Speedy HL for like $2,000, $3,000. And around that time, I actually bought a black Speedy HL from a friend, and that one I had to pay over $1,000 for. But the first Speedy HL, I remember I paid only like $300 back in like 2016. And a lot of the Speedy HLs were like, you could pick one up for like $100, $200, if that. If you're lucky, you could get a monogram one for, yeah, like around $100. Like, it was crazy, the prices back then. But now, like, the prices have gone up a lot. And I definitely think that the Speedy HL value went up a lot during the pandemic. People were going crazy for it, you know, back in 2020. And maybe now I feel like the pre-love market has dived a little bit, so you might be able to pick one up for a better price, but I would still say they're a lot more expensive than back in 2016 eBay days. Yeah, definitely the market has changed a lot, and the price of bags has become quite insane. So and then given that Louis Vuitton has reissued the Nano Speedy as well with a detachable strap, it makes this bag quite relevant, and yeah, it's just not as much of a bargain as it used to be. I also picked up a Bottega Veneta bag from a Japanese auction for, yeah, around 50 to 60 Australian dollars, and it was in the Intricato design. It was like a camera bag in fuchsia pink, and it was in this soft lambskin, and it had a lot of wear and tear around the corners, but I wore it quite a bit, and I ended up selling that one on eBay for like literally like $150. So I still sold it for a bargain, but I got a little bit of wear out of it. Back in like 2016, I would only buy bags that were like under $400. That was my budget, and I was trying to find, Louis Vuitton, Bottega, whatever bags that were any designer brand that was like under that price, I would bid on, and if I won, I won. So that was one of those random bags that I won, and I enjoyed it for a while, and I sold it on, and then 2020 hit, and then Bottega became the hottest brand again with Daniel Lee, and a lot of people were hunting down those woven bags again, and the value of those bags went up quite significantly compared to back in like 2016 when I picked mine up for like $60. So yeah, definitely I've noticed the Bottega bags go up a lot in value. However, I think that the ones that you could purchase from the store back in 2020, they haven't really held value. Like Bottega Veneta new bags, they don't really hold value as much. And, they are beautifully made. And some of those really older style bags, like pre-2015, they were beautifully made, and you can pick them up sometimes for amazing prices, like incredible prices, but they're actually like from the boutique, they were really expensive bags. So it's one of those hidden gems, I think, Bottega on eBay. And yeah, if you're thrifty, I would definitely recommend Bottega, like older Bottega, because you can definitely find more deals on that. Now, I wanted to also talk about some of my recent purchases that I found that are really good deals. First one is my flip-flat clutch. I just think that this is a really classic style, and I was actually on Net-a-Porter this morning, and I noticed a bag from the row, and it had a really similar, like, kind of detail like this on it, and I just think that this style, it's very under the radar. I still feel like it's very relevant for today, and it's definitely on trend at the moment. I noticed that this had a price tag in it, the Hermes price tag, and it retailed back in like, whoa, when was it? Let me just have a look. This bag is from around 2014 or so, and it was 5,675 Australian dollars back then. So I feel like if you were to buy something like this from Hermes now, it would be over $5,000 for sure, like over $6,000. And I ended up picking it up on eBay, from Australian eBay, for $1,300 or $1,200. It was a really good price, like in the low 1,000s. And yeah, I just thought that was an absolute steal. And I think it's one of those bags that it's very low key, but it's kind of like those simplistic bags I feel like are coming back. So I think this is a bag that if I wanted to sell it, I could sell it for more than $1,300-ish. I think I could sell it for maybe even over $2,000. So this was one of those good buys. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, guys, because most of my bags that I have now, honestly, if I sold them, I think I would lose money. But this is one of those bags that I think I bought for a really good price, and I think it's something that is still totally relevant and that is becoming more popular again, this kind of clutchy silhouette style where you scoop your hand through. And yeah, it's a beautiful color as well. This is in malachite. This bag as well, I picked up for a really good deal. This is the A-line bag, and I picked this up from Designer Archives. It's in Barenia leather, which is usually a more expensive leather. It's a heritage leather. I picked this up for, it was like 950 Australian dollars. I know, I was shocked by the price when I saw it on Designer Archives. And I think it retailed for, it actually came with the receipt, it was like over 3,000 Singaporean dollars. So the Barenia A-line bag, it retails for more than the Swift A-line bag. And yeah, anyway, I picked it up for a really good price. I was like shocked by the price, but you can pick these up on the pre-loved market for pretty good deals. But the Barenia one I was pretty stoked to get, because Barenia tends to be a leather that is more expensive, and I'm happy I get to experience it. I don't know if I could profit heaps from this bag, to be honest. This is not the most popular Hermes bag, but I do think I picked it up for a really good deal. Finally, guys, one of my best deals of the year was probably my trim bag. This I picked up from Luke's It Forward for 1,300 Australian dollars, and this is the trim 35 bag in Togo leather. And I really think something like this, if I were to buy it from the boutique, would be over $10,000 now. Like, it is such a big piece of leather. It's such a substantial bag. And it's so awesome that I could pick up an Hermes bag of this size and like neutral color for like under $2,000, like low 1,000s. Like, that's pretty insane. And I think the trim bag is another one of those bags that are still pretty well priced on the pre-love market if you go hunting, you definitely can experience Hermes for a lot less than what is kind of like expected. I think a lot of people expect Hermes bags to be like over $10,000, but yeah, definitely the Birkins and Kellys, you're going to be paying a lot more. But if you want to experience Hermes quality, the leather, the non-quota bags as well are just as well made as the Birkins and Kellys, and I just feel like you can definitely experience Hermes without spending like several thousands of dollars. You can definitely find some bags for under $2,000 on the pre-love market as well. I'm also going to tag a few people to do this. If you want to share the best bargains that you found, I'll tag people who I know shop on the pre-love market, because I'm sure you guys have found some special deals in the past. And yeah, thanks for watching my channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!